2 minutes, Senator.
Thank you very much, Cathaoirleach. I'd like to have great pleasure in welcoming Nessa Childers, MEP, to the Seanad here today. She is a valued and respected colleague in the Labour Party, and I had the good fortune only last week at Nessa's invitation to be joined by a group of 35 delegates from the Midlands area, from Laois and Midlands, to visit Brussels at Nessa's invitation. And not that we were under any doubt about it, but we could see firsthand the level of activity, the level of work and the intensity as to her work profile, and indeed the regard and respect in which she is held amongst her contemporaries and her peers within the European Parliament structures for her work, particularly, as has been said by other colleagues, in the area of health and public health issues. And in relation to that, I want to hone my question to Nessa this afternoon in relation to a matter of public health, because as someone, I'm not going to be a holy Joe or a holier than thou. I like to take a drink. I'm not anti-drink, and I'm not a teetotaler at all. But we do have this sort of mixed views and mixed feelings in this country, particularly as policymakers and as politicians, when it comes to alcohol and our attitude towards it, particularly the abuse and excessive use of alcohol and the attendant social problems, domestic problems and health problems that become attendant to alcohol abuse. Only last week, really anyone who could read the data from the medical profession in relation to the problems that are created and as a result of alcohol abuse, it was really horrific reading. And therefore, in relation to that, I'd just like to ask Nessa, what exactly is happening at European level? Because sometimes, while we criticise the EU a lot, I think they do drag Ireland screaming and kicking into a better world and a better place sometimes, that we are sometimes reluctant ourselves to face up to or bite the bullet, as it were, Cathaoirleach. I'm old enough to remember a time when we had the Carol's GAA All-Stars calendars and posters, and I mean the idea that a cigarette company today would sponsor our elite GAA athletes would be regarded as an absurdity. I remember the time not that long ago, like other sporting fans, and I am a big sporting fan of all sports and disciplines, where Formula One cars looked more like cigarette boxes with wheels on them going around the tracks. And now we have people telling us, lo and behold, the whole world will fall apart if we don't have alcohol companies sponsoring big sporting matches and field sports. I'm not going to single out anyone, whether it's the GA or the soccer or the rugby. We have to face up to that reality, and it's crossing over into Nessa's other area of lobbying. There's a lot of lobbying going around these houses and on the corridors of these houses, but you wouldn't know half the time who's who or who's lobbying. So Minister Howland's legislation won't be a day before its time when we do have the register, Cathaoirleach, of lobbyists and who exactly is representing whose interests. But we must put the public interest first and the general community interest. And I do think that Minister Roisin Shortall was circumvented and stopped in her tracks when she did try to make progress in the Department of Health in the area of minimum pricing and the advertising in certain contexts of alcohol. And I would like to ask Nessa, what exactly is happening in relation to European legislation in relation to that? Because I think perhaps we will ultimately have to face up to that reality and adapt and adopt to best practice in the area of public health in terms of alcohol abuse. Thanks very much, Cathaoirleach.
Thank you, Senator.